Guys, this is Zeb back again with Records with Zeb and Red. I just got back from Lost in the Groove Records in Mount Vernon, Washington. I recently purged about 100 or so records and traded it in for 25 or so records, so that was didn't spend any money, which was nice. I've really been concentrating on getting rid of stuff out of my collection that I just don't really have a passion for or feel like I'm going to listen to with any frequency. If I'm going to listen to it once or twice every couple of years, that's fine, but otherwise I don't need it. I have too many records. I can use it as ways to acquire more records that I'm going to listen to. So let's get started. This is Elephant's Memory on Apple. This is produced by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. This was $40. The jacket is split, but the disc is quite minty. And this will, I think, eliminate another record from my collection that's not as in nice shape. I do not have their the Elephant's Memory record on, I believe. I think it's on Karma Sutra, or maybe Buddha. No, Buddha. One of the two. This is a sealed copy of Neon by The Circle. It's a this is a sealed mono copy. It was $25. That will also replace a record currently in my collection. Red, bring it here. This is a copy of Pleasure by the Ohio Players. This copy is on Westbound. It was $25. One of these lovely fucking Unipack deals. So this, I don't know if this is a first pressing, but it is in some original fashion on Westbound. Which is a very cool label design. Never really had anything that replicated that design until the recent Funkadelic reissues, so I didn't even know what it looked like. Next we have Ray Brown with Milt Jackson, Much in Common. This is on Atlantic. It is on on Verve. This is not a deep groove, so I'm not certain if it's in an original or not. It's in a laminated jacket. This also has Marion Williams, excuse me. Very clean, the jacket and the disc. That was $15. This is a pair of pianos. This is a Savoy reissue, or possibly this is a King reissue from Japan, actually. Yeah. So it has the insert. It's in a real cardboard jacket. This is $15. I don't suspect that John, Megan, and Eddie Costa with Vinnie Burke on bass is an extremely desirable title. I could correct me if I'm wrong. However, it is a Savoy, and pretty much all the Savoys are something that I'm looking to acquire at some point. I found a bunch of Pablos. This is Yamento, the Monty Alexander 7. This was $15. Usually it seems like when you find these Pablos, they're usually in good shape. All these are. This is Soul Fusion, Milt Jackson with the Monty Alexander Trio. This is a gatefold. Soul Fusion. I don't know if anyone, let's see who else plays on this. This also has, so it's Milt Jackson on the vibes, Monty Alexander on the piano, John Clayton on bass, and Jeff Hamilton on drums, produced by Norman Granins. These Pablos generally are both musically and sonically quite good. I have quite a few of the Count Basies and what have you. Red says hi. This is going to be an upgrade disc and a tosser jacket. This is Ahmad Jamal, Inner Outer Dimensions. Outer Time, Inner Space. Different record. This is on Impulse. I have a copy of this that has like pressing defects. One side is all goofy, and this is only $15. And so the disc will replace the disc in the other one, and that crap jacket will go with the crap disc and get rid of that. This was very excited to find this. This may have even been there the last time I was there, and I missed it because of where it was. But this is, I believe, an original stereo Julie London self-titled Julie. This is got the Liberty stereo. I believe it's a original US. This was $30. The disc is VG Plus. It only has paper scuffing, but I'm very excited to find this. I have a copy of this, but I believe it's a mono. Based on the pricing of the early Julie Lennon stereos, I would assume those are harder to find. This is In the Shrink, and Out of the Shrink, George Benson on CTI in concert at Carnegie Hall with guest Hubert Laws. It's on CTI. I'm always confused. I've never done any research, but when the CTIs, which ones should have have laminated and or gatefold jackets, and which ones never came that way versus which ones like this may or may not have. I have no idea, to be honest. That was $5 and clean. This I have no idea about, but it's Hugo Montenegro's Dawn of Dylan, and I don't know if they're vocal or if it's just instrumental. I think it's just like an orchestra playing Bob Dylan tunes. And the disc is quite nice. The jacket I can clean up and get some of that transfer off of there because it's a laminated jacket. That was also $5. These next few all were. This had like some sort of a library label or something that I'm fairly certain I can get off of there without damaging the jacket because it's on the laminated part. This is on MRC Records. This is Lionel Hampton with Mesro, Buddy Banks, Andre Persiani, Curly Hammer, and Kansas Fields. This is on the blue MRC label. Another thing that I just collect the label generally. This was $5. It's got Irby Green on it. It's an odd jacket because that's the way it presents, but the back is then this way, which is correct to where the slide is, so that's the way it goes, but you gotta read it that way. But it's just got this crazy like artwork on it. It also has, as far as players go, one side is the Vic Dickinson septet and the other side is the Irby Green octet. And It still has the wax paper inner sleeve. The label is Jazz Tone. Records. It's very nice. My experience, if it still has if it's that old and it has a wax paper inner sleeve and it still has the inner sleeve, a lot of times they're in good shape, because if it still has the inner sleeve, I think it's somewhat indicative that it didn't get handled very much. Otherwise, it still wouldn't have that. This was $5. This is Road Time, Toshiko, Akayoshi, and Lou Tabak, and the Lou Tabakin Big Band on RCA. I have a couple other Lou Tabakin records that I enjoy the music. This was $10. This is on Steeplechase. Duke Jordan Quartet, Duke's Artistry. It has Art Farmer, David Friesen, and Philly Joe Jones. I was excited to find this. It's minty. Steeplechase label, red label, from 1978. We have Paul Bryant and Curtis Amy. This is The Blues. It also has Jimmy Miller, Roy Brewster, Clarence Jones. And it is on Kimberly Records. And it has, I don't know that I have any other record that has like a double deep groove like that. It has the deep groove in the label, and then another deep groove in the dead wax just outside of the label, which I don't recall having any other records like that. I'm sure it's indicative of a specific pressing plant and time period at said pressing plant. I have to imagine. This is on Pacific Jazz. This is the Freedom Sound, the Jazz Crusaders. This is pretty beat up, the jacket. I would say the disc is borderline BG plus. Deep groove, Pacific Jazz label. I don't know how desirable this title specifically is, but all these Pacific Jazz records are harder to find in nice shape. That was 10. This is another Pablo, Prime Time, Count Basie and his orchestra. Typical Pablo label. This is like a, I think an earlier one because it has the glossy tip-on jacket. This is Jimmy Ruffin Sings Top 10, and I can't recall specifically why this was in my Discogs want list, but it was, so I recognized the jacket, the cover art specifically, and the disc is really nice. It was $12. It's on Soul Records, Motown subsidiary, or imprint. I don't know if technically imprint and subsidiary are the same thing, but this is Gato Barbieri Chapter 1 Latin American on Impulse Records. This is, I don't know if this was just a later issue, but this is on like the really later, even past the green label, I believe, Impulse label, where it looks like a neon sign. It's not laminated, it doesn't have the, it no longer has the two-tone color spine. Still has photos from the sesh on the inside. That was $12. The disc is nice. This is on Impulse. This is not laminated, but does have retains the colorway there. Pee Wee Russell and Oliver Nelson Orchestra, The Spirit of 67. Collect the label. This is a red and black label there. quite nice. I mainly went, because it is a long drive, just to get out of the apartment. The record's like purged, cold, however you want to describe it. So he didn't just get like a collection or anything, so there wasn't a ton of stuff. He had a couple of King Crimsons that were nice, in the Wake of Poseidon, as well as in the Court of the Crimson King original Atlantic labels, but I have both of those already. And a green label American Beauty by the Grateful Dead, but I picked that up in Phoenix the first time I went. This is the Ray Bryant Touch on Cadet, blue and white label. Very nice condition. That was a live set. This is a record I don't have the original of. I have like a second or third pressing, and this is the original with the laminated jacket. Bob James 2, second album. It was only $5. I'm pretty sure these go for 15 or 20 now, in good condition. The first pressings. And then the last record is going to be a record that I feel ashamed I didn't realize existed, mainly because of the nondescript jacket. But I'm a big fan of Ricky Nelson, especially his early music, but especially his record with Garden Party with the Stone Canyon Band. And this, I believe, is it's either the one before or the one after that record. Rick sings Nelson. So I'm excited to clean and listen to this. It's not hard to find. It was $8. It was the nicest one. Obviously with this, the jacket and how clean the jacket is probably the hardest thing to find, even though it's because it's a common record, so you're going to find clean discs. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get to cleaning those tomorrow once I get some more distilled water. If you stop by, I'm glad. Thank you. Yeah, I think Red's ready to play. She wants to play a little fetch. She wants a little attention since I've been gone. So until I see you guys again, have a good one.